I've always wanted to preach. And I will have to tell you this, I was a junior high school algebra teacher for 37 years and had been accused of preaching quite a few times by many of my students. Thank you for being here, and I apologize. I have been over at Courthouse Square at the El Grito festival celebrating Mexican independence. And I am going to go back as soon as I'm finished here. Actually, I'm going to listen a little bit. I find it very rude just to kind of run in and leave. So I am going to do my best to stick around as long as I possibly can. After the November 2024 election, most of us in this room knew exactly where we were. We knew exactly what was going to happen. We were not going to be a damn bit surprised by anything because it was written, we had experienced it, and as Maya Angelou says, when a person tells you who they are, believe them. It was very clear who this man is, and that is not going to change. So many of you may have attended various town halls that were put on by congressional representatives. A lot of heat was building and mounting against, particularly against Democratic representatives, because the question was, what are you doing? You are doing nothing to stand up. You are doing nothing. I'm personal friends with many of these representatives. They weathered the storm. As a matter of fact, they have gone into numerous Republican congressional districts and listened to their constituents because the Republicans will not. So I am going to challenge each and every one of you right now. I am not going to ask another elected politician what they are doing for me. I am going to ask you, what are you doing for yourselves? We have the opportunity today to carry on the torch that so many before us have shown us, that light and how to get to the end of that dark tunnel. And it is a very, very dark tunnel. But together we can do it. We are not going to do it by wringing our hands. We are going to do it by rolling up our sleeves, by getting out there, going door to door, texting, phone banking, having those conversations. And some of them, yes, are uncomfortable conversations. But you know what? I'm okay with a little bit of discomfort, and maybe I'm going to irritate a lifelong friend. But if they're truly a friend and give a damn about this country, then they're going to be able to withstand what I have to say and what I have to do. So Proposition 50, I want to thank Donald Trump. He has given us the power now. It is in our hands. When he went to Governor Greg Abbott and said, I need 5 seats, thank you, thank you, thank you, because it now has given us that opportunity to say, no, this is it. This is that line in the sand. That line in the sand has become the lines that we will now draw in California to assure that Donald Trump's 5 seats that he gets in Texas are going to be countered by California. And make no mistake, the rest of this nation is looking at California and making sure that we get this passed. When that happens, actually it's in motion right now for states such as New York, Illinois, to jump on board and do the same thing that we are doing. In the conversations that I have had since we started walking and doing our canvassing, I have had the opportunity to talk to many people. There are some who weren't quite clear on a few things. They asked very pertinent questions. I was able to give them very concrete answers that satisfied any concerns that they had. Educate yourself, know what those are. The biggest one, let's face it, the biggest one right now is this temporary. Reinforce the fact that yes, written directly into the proposition is the fact that it is temporary. We will go back to our nonpartisan commission in the 2030 elections after the census, and the new lines will be drawn based on the nonpartisan commission. What we really would like to do is bring to the attention of the American people the necessity for every state in the union to have nonpartisan commissions. Not just 9 states. 9 states have these nonpartisan commissions. The rest of them are controlled by whoever's controlling the legislature. I mean, we could have done that in California. We didn't. We, the people, said no. Did Texas allow its citizenry the opportunity to vote whether or not they wanted their lines redrawn? No, it did not. Is California providing you that opportunity? Yes. There we go. So the arguments, let me rephrase that. The discussions I am having with people who are in opposition don't want to hear that. And as always, as you well know, they will find an excuse for any and everything. So I just put it out there on the line, and then I say, thank you very much. You have a wonderful day. I turn around and walk on to the next house. I have walked 200 homes. I have met 2 people that have told me they are going to vote against it. One of them probably would vote to have his mother strung up if he found out she were a Democrat, so it doesn't really matter. The other is the persons that we are dealing with and we really would want to make a difference with, and these are the ones that are going to make the argument 2 wrongs don't make a right. My response is, this is not a wrong. We have been wronged. The American people have been wronged. And you finally reach that point where, as I said, that line in the sand has been drawn. And that line is the lines that we are now going to, with the vote of the people of California, will redistrict so that it gives us a fair shake at winning 5 additional seats in the state of California to Congress. So, what can you do? There are a number of things you can do. We are every weekend, we are out precinct walking, canvassing. We've cut turfs. We have that going on here in Santa Rosa. But we've also focused on this Saturday, the 20th September, and October 4th as being what we call club focus days. We have 9 chartered clubs in Sonoma County. So what we're doing is we have a club in Sonoma, we have a club in Petaluma, we have a club in Cloverdale, we have a club in Oakmont, we've got a club in Windsor, and then we have other clubs that just are a broad range. We're focusing on those areas, letting those people pick where they want. They're giving us the information. We're getting the turfs cut for them. We're getting all of the material to them. We're doing the trainings. So if you want to participate in this, all you got to do is go to our website, get in there, sign up as a volunteer, sign up on Sign Up Genius, and you will get the information. If you are interested in phone banking, you will also get that information on Sign Up Genius. If you are interested in texting, we will give you the link through that for texting, which we do not have bandwidth and capacity to do, but Governor Newsom's campaign is specifically focusing on texting. We will give you the links for that. So there is a lot you can do. Here is another thing, particularly people of, I look around here, most of us, our age group. Host a house party so that you can host anywhere from maybe 12 to 20 people in your home, educating people on Prop 20 and telling them why it is so important that they get out there. We will set everything up for you. You need to invite your friends, you need to offer your home, and then we'll do the rest. We have all of the materials, we'll train, we have a video to show, we've got it, we're working. You know, and think about this. This passed the legislature 2 weeks ago. So in 2 weeks, we have put together a ground game. I'm not saying it's flawless. We're working through a lot. And what I appreciate more than anything are the relationships that we have been building and building and building, particularly after the November election. And it is through a partnership, through working together, that we will win this. I was speaking to a gentleman Sunday when I knocked on his door, all for it. And he looks at me and he goes, this is going to win, no brainer. And I looked at him and I said, be careful. Doesn't that sound very familiar? And he said, you're absolutely right. I said, that is why it is so very, very important that we put the pedal to the metal and keep it all the way to the floor through November 4th of this year. So I'll be more than happy to answer questions that you might have, how you might be able to help, or questions about Prop 50 itself. So I'd be more than happy to do that. Yes, sir.